Boom.
Hi, I'm Tricia Weber. I'm the Santa Cruz County Clerk, Registrar of Voters. And the room we're in right now that we're going to talk about is vote by mail and vote by mail processing.
Okay.
So right here we have our sorter machine. Our sorter machine does various items.
So the black boxes, they're outside. They're with drop-off boxes, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what does everything get transferred to here?
So yes, everything that has every vote by mail ballot, that's a ballot in an envelope, comes into this room. So whether it was dropped off in a black box, whether it was dropped off in one of our permanent boxes, outside, all vote by mail envelopes come through this room.
I was talking to friends of mine the other day. We were sitting around the table and probably having a beer, and likely, and we were wondering, why does it take so long? You know, like it seems like it's weeks later. Can you answer that?
Oh, I'm going to do my best.
All right, thanks.
All right, so vote by mail ballots, the envelopes come in, and they go through our sorter machine where it captures, I'll step backwards.
Okay.
The first thing we have to do is rip off all of the signature tabs that cover the signatures. So that's not a fast process, especially when you get 60,000 on one day. So
Did you get that many?
That's what we got on election day, yes. Between the mail, between the drop boxes, and between dropped off in person, we got 60,000.
Wow.
So we had to rip off every single one of those signature tabs. That's a full day process.
Yeah.
Then each envelope goes through this machine where the signature is captured, and then it's transferred in groups, so you 4 at a time.
Yeah.
And humans look at the registration record and the signature that's on the registration versus the signature that's on the image. And it's either good or it's not good.
Okay.
And we call that challenged, and it's put into review. And then everything that's put into review then goes to a second person where they actually hold the envelope in their hand. Like, one of the reasons that goes into review is there's no signature. Well, somebody signed underneath where the box was. So we have to hold that in our hand and figure that out.
Okay.
So if it goes...
Not every ballot's perfect. It's people make human errors filling it out.
This is just the envelope. We haven't even gotten to the ballot yet. So just the envelope.
Okay.
So then we go through, and all challenge signatures are looked at by other people. They go through. I'm the fourth person who sees them, and I make the final decision on whether our signature is good or if it's challenged.
Okay.
If it's challenged, we send a notice out to the voter to let them know, and we hold the envelope unopened until we hear back from the voter.
So how long do they have to get back?
So they have until 2 days before we certify the election.
Okay.
So for this particular election, the November 2022 election, they have till December 4 to respond to the challenge notice because we're certifying on December 6.
Is there a date for the end of the election?
So we have 30 days to certify the election. We do it in 28 days, which is why it's December 6th.
So you vote, and then 28 days go by, and then you have an answer.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep, because there's a whole lot that goes on during those 28 days.
Right.
So going back to the life
A lot
of...
of people don't know that, do they?
Yeah.
Do you think? How many people know this? This is very few, I would think.
I would say that people who have asked the question know.
Yeah.
People who read some of the comment or some of our literature know, but I would say by and far most people do not know.
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
So going back to the life of the vote by mail ballot, once the signature is verified as good, it runs back through this machine again and goes into piles of 100, and it is slid open. And then they get extracted. So that's what this table is doing over here, is they are currently extracting the ballots. So they pull them out of the envelope. The envelope is face down, so we have no idea whose ballot that is. We pull them out. We take the envelopes and we batch them up and put them into storage boxes because we have to keep them for 22 months. And then they actually go and review the ballot. They're flattening it. They're looking for rips. They're looking for tears, coffee stains. A lot of things we had. A problem we had this time was water damage because they got wet when they were being delivered.
It rained that night, didn't it?
Well, it rained a lot, so yes. And so they're looking for the readability of the ballot. They're not looking at what the voter voted. They're not looking at the write-in names.
The condition of the form.
They're literally looking at the condition of the paper.
Okay.
And if they find a problem with the paper, then it goes over into a review bin where another team looks at it and decides whether or not it should be remade or not.
So I've set my hot chocolate down on there, right? And it's got a circle in there. What happens?
Depends on where your hot chocolate circle is. I joke around a lot that you're looking for peanut butter and jelly, but the truth of the matter is we see a lot of food stains. Yeah. And so the team that's reviewing them, after person number 1 has said there's something that we don't think this one can be read, then team number 2 is feeling it. They're going, okay, is this hot chocolate stain in a place that's going to obscure a vote? Right. Is it is the jelly that's on there, can we get it off enough that it's not sticky? And if they can't, if it needs to be remade, then a team of 2 remakes it off of the original ballot, and it gets stamped that it's been remade, and they're numbered. So this is ballot number 1 that was remade. This is remake number 1. And then another person reviews that to make sure it was remade correctly. Okay. So then so here's where we're extracting and preparing.
Has this always been like this? Or is this
yes.
Really, like going back decades?
As long as we've had vote by mail, this is the vote by mail process.
Wow.
Yep. And our county, prior to the law being changed, where vote by mail, we are required to send it to everybody. Prior to that happening, our county was about 73% vote by mail. So it's...
Are we lazy?
No. I like to, I myself was vote by mail, and the reason I did it is because you may think because I eat, sleep, drink, breathe elections, I have all the candidate statements in my mind, I know about all the measures. I don't. Right. And so I liked it because every night I could tackle one more contest, right? And I could do my research and I could do that. Yeah. And so for me, I needed that extended period of time, to research everything and make my informed vote.
Rather than doing it that day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is what I did. Just like you throw dots at a few of them too.
Well,
but then research it.
Yeah, whatever works.
What's that?
Whatever works for you works for you.
She's shaking her head. Look.
Yeah. Whatever works for you works for you.
Okay.
She wasn't on the ballot. No. Yeah. Okay. So after the ballots have been taken out of the envelopes, flattened, reviewed to make sure that they're okay to be run, they go to the tabulation room. Okay. Are we ready to move?
We're ready to move.
Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Wow.
So this is the tabulation room. Right now they're at lunch, so they can't be in here, but these are all ballots that have been pulled out of their envelopes and are flattened. They've been reviewed. They're ready to go.
Go where?
Through the tabulation. So they'll go through the scanner.
I get it. Okay.
And then the scanner is looking to make sure that it reads where the marks are.
Yeah.
And then it throws up an image to the adjudication team for them to go through and go, yep, we agree that that's where the marks should be, and it's reading properly. And then it gets tabulated. Wow.
Mate, I had no idea this was going on.
Yep.
Not a clue.
Right. So in addition to the vote by mails, we're also in the canvass period, which is ironically my favorite time of